Thank you, Mrs. Aaron. I would like to begin by extending a pleasant good morning to all of you present here today. In particular, my colleague, the Parliamentary Representative for the St. Joseph constituency, Honorable Kelva Daru, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Public Works and Ports, Ms. Denise Edwards, the representative of Roy C., Mr. Clement Rouet, to you, the media, and of course to the listening public at home and abroad. It gives me great pleasure to be here this morning to participate in today's post-Hurricane Maria press briefing, during which, as you've already heard, the government of Dominica will sign yet another important contract, this time for the construction of an emergency shelter resource center in the community of Layu. The lessons from past weather events, including Hurricane Maria, have shown that we must focus on building a more climate-resilient Dominica. Recent weather events have highlighted the vulnerabilities of several areas across our beautiful island. And all of us here today are aware that the community of Layu is certainly one of them, largely due to its close proximity to the Layu River and to the sea. It is with this in mind that a few years ago, this proactive government identified and began design work on a number of infrastructure projects aimed at safeguarding life and property in the community of Layu. In short, our vision was to commence the building of a more climate-resilient community. And today, we are much closer to making this a reality with the signing of today's contract. Some of the projects in the pipeline to achieve this include the reconstruction of the York Valley Bridge, which was damaged in 2011. The government of the People's Republic of China once again showed their genuine friendship for the people of the Commonwealth of Dominica with the commitment to replace that bridge at no cost to us. As we are all aware, this project is nearing completion. In fact, the bridge was scheduled to be officially opened this month, but was delayed by the passing of Hurricane Maria. I am happy to share with you today that discussions are ongoing between the government of Dominica and the People's Republic of China so that work can resume shortly. You will also recall that a few months ago in June 2017, the government of Dominica and Offshore Civil and Marine Inc. signed a contract totaling $5.8 million for the rehabilitation of the highway and construction of river defense northwest of the Hillsborough Bridge. Work on that project was first delayed due to the unavailability of material in the region and further by the passage of Hurricane Maria. However, I am pleased to confirm that works on that project started earlier this week and will intensify in January 2018. Parliamentary Representative, we are working with you to ensure a resilient community and constituency. The Layu Infrastructure Rehabilitation Project, which also includes the reconstruction of a section of road between the Hillsborough and York Valley bridges, as well as river defenses, is still a priority. The designs for those works were substantially completed prior to the passage of the hurricane. However, this must be reviewed to address the present realities, as well as vulnerabilities that were more apparent after the passage of Hurricane Maria. This morning, the government of Dominica, represented by the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Public Works and Ports, Ms. Denise Edwards, and the representative of Roy C. Real Estate Construction Company Limited, Mr. Clement Rouet, will sign a contract for the construction of the Emergency Shelter Resource Center at Layu. The project, which forms part of the overall Layu Infrastructure and Rehabilitation Project, is funded by a loan from the Caribbean Development Bank with counterpart funding from the government of Dominica. The contract sum is 2.34 million EC dollars. Ladies and gentlemen, today's ceremony marks yet another milestone in the building of a more climate-resilient island, this time in the community of Layu. I have been assured that this emergency shelter has been designed with climate change resilience at the forefront of its objectives. The 9,456 square foot structure will be able to provide shelter for approximately 150 persons and will contain adequate washroom and laundry facilities, an infirmary area to treat the sick, dormitory accommodation, and a catering area. Also, it is important to note that consideration was also given to the physically challenged members of that community, with inclusion of access ramps to the building and barrier-free access to restrooms. This modern and attractive state-of-the-art facility will not only be available for disasters, but will also be available to accommodate community activities such as meetings and other educational and professional programs when not being used as a shelter. Ladies and gentlemen, on completion, the Layu Emergency Shelter Resource Center will be the first of its kind on the island. I wish to congratulate the contractor who has been awarding this contract today. The Ministry of Public Works and Ports and its staff looks forward to working closely with you and the consultant in the execution of the works outlined in the contract. Indeed, we look forward to the successful execution of the project through high-quality work and completion within budget and time frame as stipulated in the contract. I would like to thank the people of Layu for their patience. I also wish to solicit the cooperation of the general public who traverse the area as we embark on this project. Lastly, I would like to thank the staff of the Ministry of Public Works and Ports for their continued commitment to rebuilding our island, Dominica. May God bless our efforts as we continue to rebuild our island into a more climate resilient Dominica. I thank you.